Everything is about filming. We don't even sit in to actually experience what we're going through or whatever happens. I mean, there are some things that should be, I mean, a lot of things should be filmed. Don't get me wrong, because I film a lot of things. But there are some things, I just see somebody is collapsing, and next thing, you're bringing out a phone, you're filming it. You're not actually being human to help, to experience, to feel, to become, to remain human. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sure you get what I'm saying, right? I'm beginning to ask myself, what is going on? What is going on? We're creating ourselves before we even figure out who we are. Every now and then, things are happening. Instead of you to ask yourself, who am I becoming? What is happening? You know, what can I learn from this? What can I take this from this? How can I help this person? The first thing that comes to mind is mobile phone. Recording, we're filming everything. And that's why I'm asking, who are we becoming? This is a $1 million question. Who are we becoming? If you're going to be honest with yourself, who are you as a person becoming? Right? So this evening, we want to talk about something. Before you discovered who you are, were you already trying to market yourself to the world? Because that is what is happening all around us every single day. So tonight, we're talking about, are we becoming brands before we become people? Do you get that? Are we becoming brands before we become people? Tell me, which one is it? Are we becoming brands before we become people? This topic has been one that every now and then I see a post and I'm just worried that what exactly is happening? What exactly is happening? Right? So let's have this conversation today. Right? Are you ready? Are you ready for that conversation? Because it's one of those kind of conversations that people don't want to talk about. People don't want to talk about, but we need to talk about it. Are we becoming brands before we become people? We're going to talk about performance versus authenticity. Performance versus authenticity. About growing up online. About the emotional cost of packaging your life for an audience. And yes, I know they say fake it until you make it, fake it until you make it, right? But what exactly are we faking? What exactly are we doing? This is very, very, very important. This is extremely important, right? So the most important question that lies underneath all of this thing is, who are you when nobody is watching? Who are you when nobody is watching? My network, I need you to be great today. I really, really, really need my network to be great today, because I feel like this is a conversation that we don't have often. I feel like this is a conversation that we don't, like, we shy away from talking about. So my network keeps throwing me in and out, but I really want my network to be stable today. So the question that lies underneath, I said we're going to talk about performance versus authenticity. We're going to talk about growing up online. We're going to talk about emotional cost of packaging your life for an audience. And I said, listen, I know every now and then I've heard people say, fake it until you make it. A lot of people are faking it in a way that they do not even do anything to make it anymore. You're packaging your life for an audience, but you're not really doing anything about your life. What are you doing with your life? Even if you are following the strategy of fake it till you make it, it means you have to do something to make it, right? But a lot of people are living a lie. You're packaging something. I saw a post recently where somebody was not even in the plane, but they had a cardboard they held by the side, and then they took a picture, and it looked like the person was on a flight. What are we doing? What exactly are we doing? How then do you sit with your life to make sure that you're actually doing the things that you need to be doing. And that's why my first question is, who are you when nobody is watching? Who are we becoming? That's the topic for today. But the question is, who are you when nobody is watching? But first, you already know, even though the network keeps throwing me out, you already know that we need to enjoy one of my favorite songs, Like You by Tatiana Manois. Let's just enjoy it for a few minutes, because I do have a lot to talk about today. In fact, I was about to scrap the song, but you know what? Let's just have it, Like You by Tatiana Manois. I will be right back. When I come back, we're going to come and dissect this topic of who we're becoming, where everything we're doing now is filming as opposed to living. Enjoy the song Like You by Tatiana Manois. Don't go nowhere.
You gotta get up and make it. Cause the world never seen what people do. No, they don't really care what you're going through. So you gotta show them, baby. You gotta show them who you are. You gotta give them what you got. No, don't let them see what you know. You are strong. You are worthy. You are worthy
beyond 1,000 reasons why. Manage my song, my voice, eh?
Be perfect, baby. Cause nobody's
perfect, darling. Oh no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you. I love the love emojis that I'm getting. Yes, just manage my voice, because when they were sharing voice, I think I was busy hustling that I want to make money in this world. I didn't stay back to receive the voice, but that's how I sing it in the bathroom, and I love the voice like that. So manage the voice. However, basically, make sure to go enjoy Tatiana Manois, Like You. It says that, you know, you don't have to be strong all by yourself. It says that you're wise, you're strong, you're phenomenal. It says that there is no one in the world that is quite like you. So regardless of the work you're doing, the place you find yourself, the situation you're going through right now, know that God does not make any mistakes. You're here for a divine purpose. And if God feels like you should still be here on this side of the earth, it means that your story is not over. So don't you ever give up on yourself. Make sure to always remember that you're not here by mistake. And I do not care what the world have told you. They've told you, oh, I got pregnant by mistake. Oh, I gave that to you by mistake. Oh, I married you by mistake. Oh, I did this by mistake. I want you to know that you are not a mistake. The one who orchestrated your life, the designer of your life, he has a purpose, he has a reason, is intentional. He doesn't waste his resources on things that are not important. So the fact that you're here, you're listening, you're watching, you're still here, you know, despite the fact that you're going through all these things that you're going through, whatever it is that you're going through. And let me just tell you, I'm talking to myself as well, because my tired is tired. Sometimes I just like, I won't send me message. But yes, I am talking to myself as well. I am saying that no matter what you're going through, God has given you that assignment because he knows that only you can do it the way that you would do it. Only you can speak the way that you will speak. Only you can resolve those issues the way that you will resolve the issues. So don't you ever let anybody tell you that you're here by mistake. Anyways, if you're just joining, welcome back to Real Women Real Talk. I am your host, Kiki Okewale, on Women Radio 91.7. Program is brought to you by What Tribe? That is What Tribe Community. Women are Achievers, a tribe of women supporting, empowering, and uplifting each other. If you're not yet a part of that community, tell me, what are you doing? It is free, but the benefits are countless. All right, so now for today's quote, my quote says, knowing yourself is the beginning of all. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all. Remember, I asked, who are you when nobody is watching? So my quote says, Knowing yourself is the beginning of all. My second quote from Dave Ramsey says, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. In fact, let me even add, to impress people who do not care. They do not give, you know what I mean about you. They do not. So why are we buying the things we do not need with money we do not have to impress people who do not care? They're worried about their lives. They're busy. Ain't nobody got time to be watching you. Don't be deceived. A lot of times we have an over bloated impression of ourselves, like people are watching. No, nobody's watching. People are busy. Somebody sent me a message and said, "Oh, you didn't like my post." I'm like, please come and live my life for one day, then you understand that there are so many things I do not see on social media. But yes, that is just to let us know that, we shouldn't be trying to impress people we don't like, who don't like us, who don't care, who are too busy with their lives. Do what makes you happy. All right, so I want to start with a story. I was speaking to a young lady recently, very sharp, very talented, full of ideas. And I asked her, almost casually, what do you actually enjoy? Just having a conversation. What do you actually enjoy? Like, what do you do that has nothing to do with how it looks to anyone else? And she paused. It was more than a pause. It was a long time. And she said, I don't know. I haven't actually thought about it in a while. Hey, that struck me. And what struck me was it wasn't that she didn't have an answer. It was how unfamiliar the question felt to her. Right? Like it was the first time in a long time that anyone, including herself, had asked her something that had nothing to do with how she was showing up for the world. Who are you when no one else is watching? A lot of us have created a lie that we no longer even know who we are. And I sat with that for a while after she spoke. Because I don't think she's alone in that. I think a lot of us at different stages have had that moment where life has been so full of showing up. Life has been so full of keeping up. Life has been so full of putting out that, the quieter, the more private part of who you are, that you haven't actually given yourself room lately to even live. Everything is created. Everything is created. How will it be on social media? What will it look like on social media? And maybe this evening is a good time to give those parts a little room. And I know it's not always easy, right? The phone lines are open. I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt this way? Like everything, I don't know if, I'm not sure if people are going to tell me the truth anyways. So I'm just going to put the phone lines open, but we'll talk about this, right? But I feel like a lot of times we are becoming, sometimes we even sit back and we're like, this is not who I am. You see somebody struggling. You see somebody, going through a difficult time. You see police beating somebody. The next thing you're doing is you're recording. You're not even trying to help. You see somebody collapsing. The first thing to do is to bring your camera out to record. Real issues are happening. And we're so much fixated on creating moments that actually living, becoming the human that we're supposed to be. So who are we becoming? Who are we becoming as a human being? A lot of us have forgotten who we truly are. Some of us cannot do 1 hour without being on social media, and I'm not talking about promoting your business. Everything is about the perception, the image, how people will perceive me, how people then living a life that you really cannot afford. Who are we becoming? Tifash, Bumi, hey, my darling, she said, this is so true. And I feel like when we have a voice, we should always use our voice to speak. And that's why I'm talking about this today, because I'm seeing a lot of young people not even knowing who they are. A lot of young people trying to live the fake life And like I said, yes, fake it till you make it is a life for some people. But it means that you have to be doing something when you're faking it, be doing something in reality to make that fakeness into reality. But a lot of people are so overwhelmed with the fakeness that they're not even doing anything about their real reality. So in social media today, Instagram today, just bang out, some people's identity will be totally lost because they have no idea who they are. They have no idea who they are. So the phone lines are open. The number to call is 07000 917 917. I'll take that again. 07000 917 917. We also have a toll-free line for my beautiful ladies. Come share your view. Come share your opinion. You don't have to tell me if you are living a fake it till you make it live. Just come and give advice. Talk to people. People are listening. Come and share. What do you think is going on with this new generation? Because me, I'm worried. I was talking to someone yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I'm worried with everything I'm seeing online. I am extremely, I'm not even going to lie. I'm extremely worried. You see somebody selling bed sheets, but they are wearing pants and bra to market the bed sheet. What is going on? Who are we becoming? What's going on? I'm worried, and I'm worried for my children. I'm worried for my grandchildren. I'm worried for what is a pandemic right now. People are losing their identity. So we as parents, we have to be so intentional. We have to be so intentional about the way we're raising our children. Because guess what? Somebody's son go find me one day. Hey, if you are raising your children and the parents of these other ones are not raising them, somebody's son will come and find the child that you have raised. So we need to keep talking. Who are we becoming? Who are we becoming? The toll-free line is 0800 1235 917. 0800 1235 917. What this means is if you call on this number, you will not be charged. So please phone in. Let's talk about what is going on right now. Who are we becoming? Or you can send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 1756 537 to be a part of this conversation. Honestly, I really want to hear from you. If you're joining on social media, please drop a comment. What is going on? What is the advice you have for us right now? Who are we becoming? Who are we creating all these lies for? Buying the things we cannot afford for people who don't care about us, for people who don't like us, for people we don't even like. What's going on? If you're just joining us, I'm Kiki Okewale on Women Radio 91.7, and the program is Real Women, Real Talk with me, Kiki Okewale. So tonight, we're asking, are we becoming brands before we become people? So let's go into it. Let me break down why this conversation matters so deeply right now. Number one, there's a difference between a curated life and a lived one. I'll take that again. There is a difference between a curated life and a lived one. Social media did not create insecurity, but it gave insecurity the audience. Because I've heard some people say, oh, social media is so bad. I beg to disagree. It's what you're doing with it that matters. So yes, maybe social media is not a cause of insecurity. There's always been insecurity in people. But guess what? Social media gave it the audience. So now people are creating a fake life. And that has changed everything, because now it is not enough to feel happy. You actually have to look happy. It is not enough to be doing well. You actually have to appear that you're doing well. And people will say, oh, if you're not showing this, if you're not showing that, if you're not doing this, if you're not doing that, people won't buy from you because they want to believe that you're living the life. Agbabola. How much is money? So they want you to be doing the Agbabola kind of thing for them to know that, you know what, I can patronize this person because she's a big girl. She's a big boy, right? What is going on? The dangerous thing about this is that you start making life decisions based on what looks good, not what feels right. You start making decisions, not what aligns with who you actually are, But the question is, if you don't even know who you are, how do you even know when you're deviating? Who are you when nobody is watching? Who are you when nobody is watching? It is dangerous when you start making life decisions based on what looks good as opposed to what actually feels right. You're doing things that don't align with who you actually are. But you're doing things that performs well. That is a curated life that becomes a trap. And I know, yes, look the path. Don't look like what you're going through. All of those things, I've heard it. And sometimes, trust me, even when I'm like, the way I'm feeling today, I don't feel like getting out of bed. But guess what? We get out, we dress up, and I'm like, I'm not looking like what I'm going through. But I'm doing the work. The question is, are you doing the work? Because you don't want to get into a trap of living this fake life. You don't want to get into that trap. If you want to fake it till you make it, okay. But what are you doing to actually make sure that you're making it? Number 2, there used to be more time before social media. There was a season of life that most of us took for granted. Hey, now you are even in your home. You are in your home. Everybody's on their phone. Some people are on their tab. Some people are on the screen. There's no communication anymore. There's no family bonding anymore. There's no, what's going on? There was a season of life that we took for granted, a season where you were allowed to just figure it out. Now, if you're just figuring out they're abusing you, you don't know what you're doing. You're not making X, Y, Z. I saw one video one time. If your business is not making 7 figures in a week, shut it down. I'm like, we don't even have a season of figuring it out anymore. A season where you're allowed to just figure it out quietly without an audience. You could be interested in something and then change your mind and nobody had a record of it. But now, you know those days where you could go through a phase. You could go through a phase, a look, a friend group, and an opinion and grow out of it naturally because there's no record of it. You could be uncertain about what you wear, and that was just called being young. It's normal. When some people, you are young and people are asking, who do you want to become? And you don't know. Now you're like, you don't know? You don't know who you want to become? There was a time that it was normal, even expected of you to live not having all the answers. Your identity was something that revealed into itself to you over time. You realized who you wanted to be over time. When you had an opportunity, this is who I want to become, and along the line, I don't want to be this person anymore. And it's okay. Nobody's blaming you for that. Where did those days go? Oh, where did those days go? Seriously. Where did those days go? Social media was created to connect people. But sadly, it is now also a space where hate, misinformation, and unhealthy competition grew very quickly. That is from Tifash World. She's got the best outfits in the world. You better go check her out. I told you that when you are dropping comment, I'll be marketing for you. If you are not following Tifash World, go check her out on social media. TEE_Fash World. FASHWORLD. Tifash World. Yeah, you're going to thank me after. Trust me. You're not going to break the bank. And you're going to get lovely outfits. So if you're listening, if you're watching, go check our page out. But yeah, our comments are actually very, very true. Tifash says, social media was created to connect people. But sadly, it is now also a space where hate, misinformation, and unhealthy competition grow very quickly. And that is so sad. Ajibala says, Koyemi o, sister me. So I want you to tell me what is going on and how do you think we can help? Because it's not enough for us to just come here and point out the issues. What can we do differently? How can we help ourselves? How can we help the new generation? How can we even help out? Because Me, I'm tired of social media. I can't even lie to you. But it's just a platform that I sell. I'm tired because the misinformation out there, the hate, the people that will just be the faceless people that will just be hating on other people, be insulting people that if you see them in real life, you cannot even talk to them. Honestly, I'm worried. I'm worried about the rate of the cyberbullying. Who are we becoming? Who are we becoming? There's some people that you hear people say, this person used to be loving, amazing, nice, caring. This person is becoming a version of the self that we don't even understand. This is what is going on in this world right now. You don't even have the opportunity to be young again, to be confused. Tifa says we have to keep teaching and preaching kindness to our kids and people around us. I totally agree with you. We have to keep preaching kindness to the people around us, to our children. Hurt people shouldn't hurt people. We have to teach kindness. And honestly, every now and then I'm sitting with my kids, I'm like, you know what? Talking about various topics because outside is so cold though. Hey, it's so worrying. Today I'm just giving you vibes of music. I'm just giving you vibes. Imagine if God had given me that voice. I'll just be flinging my hair and be singing for you people. But just manage it. But what is going on? You know, every now and then, our unhurried process of becoming that used to be so precious. Somebody said to me that, but you've moved to your factory like a few months ago. Why did you just show? I'm like, I'm so busy that I'm not so fixated about creating moments. I'm not, the videos the things that I have, that I don't even have the time or the energy to put it out there because I'm actually living. So some people create moments that are not even true, that are not real because they want to fake it. This has to change. Ria the Lord says it's really bad. The cyberbullying, some comment section, I just ignore. It is so toxic at times. I agree with you, Ria the Lord. I agree with you, and it's so worrying. It's so worrying what is going on. And that's why I'm asking, who are you when no one else is watching? Who are you? Today, what season of you still exists? Who is the real you? That nice person, that kind person, that person who has empathy. Is that person still living within you? How can we please pull that person out back? Because we have to become human again. You see some people, someone died, they're saying, yes, finally. I mean, I don't care how bad that person is, the person has done this, the person is never coming back. Can we be kind? Ajibola says, jealousy and strife. It's plenty. It's plenty. And the things that I'm hearing, the things that we're seeing on social media, the things that young people are doing to each other, hurting each other, harming each other, taking each other's life, ending each other's story. This is really worrying. This is really worrying. And I'm going to continue to use my platform to talk about the things that are alarming and how we can do better. How we can do better. Social media is not the villain in this story, and I know, yes, it is an enabler. But it's not the villain, because social media has connected us. Social media was created to connect us, to amplify us. Social media was created to open doors that never existed before. And I am grateful. or the gift of social media because I know, the benefits. I know the family members have been able to gather from social media. I know the amount of money I've made on social media. I know the kind of community I've been able to build with social media. So social media is not the villain. It's a platform that for those that have used it well, it has changed our life for good. It has changed our lives for good. So I don't think social media is a villain. And this for young people, especially growing up in that space means that, the pressure is a lot. The pressure is becoming so alarming. So the advice I have is know who you are before you arrive. Know who you are before social media changes who you are. Know who you are. What is what paying attention to? What is what commenting on? I see some people they even use their business page to be insulting people. I'm like, are you out of your mind? What's going on? Social media is not the villain, it's an enabler, but it's how you use it that matters. How are you using social media? Tiffany says, I wish people could understand that there used to be a process to being rich and wealthy. My sister. Hey, my sister, this one choked me. Because tell me why I posted something. Somebody was dropping a comment that, the Babalawo that did it. I should mention the Babalawo that did it. Because people they no longer believe in hard work. Everybody wants fast money. Everybody wants fast visibility. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. Everybody wants fast. Everybody wants to drive a Lambo. Everybody wants to live in Banana Island. Everybody wants fast money, and the things that people are doing. Is just mind-blowing. The things people are doing is so worrying for this fast money. I'm seeing parents crying, worrying that this is not a child that I raised. A child from a godly home, from a good Muslim home, from a good Christian home. The things that they are doing because of this fast money. Some parents are enabling because they bring this money home, you collect the money, you rub their head. Where do you think this money is coming from? What's going on? Me, I'm worried, though. I don't know about you. I'm so worried, honestly. I'm so worried. So that's number 2. Number 3 is personal branding is not the problem. So I'm not saying don't have personal branding. I want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with having a personal brand, with being intentional about how you show up, with understanding that visibility matters in today's world. And we talked about this last week, didn't we? About showing up for your business, about not hiding behind your work. We talked about it. So I'm not here to say, don't have a personal brand, but there's a difference between a person who has done the inner work, who knows their values, who knows their voice, who knows their story, and then builds a brand from that foundation. A person who builds the brand first and hopes that the identity catches up later. Let me tell you, one is strategy. The other one is a performance that eventually becomes exhausting. If you keep faking it and you're not doing anything about it, you're borrowing money to go to restaurants you can't afford, borrowing money to buy designer bags that you cannot buy twice. Because there's anything you cannot buy twice, you have no business buying it. You will get exhausted. Last, they will come and mock you on social media. They will come when I see some pages like they said this person borrowed it and they were using it to do fake life. I'm just like, is it not exhausting? Is it not exhausting? I think it is. Living a fake life is really exhausting because you cannot sustain a brand that is built on air. You cannot sustain a brand that is built on air. You cannot sustain a brand that is built on aesthetics. Spray, spray, spray without nothing. You cannot sustain it on the pressure to appear successful. At some point, that performance will crack. And underneath it, if there's no solid sense of self, that alone will take you to a very lonely place. I've seen some people who have gone into depression because the reality of their life just eats them, that have been living a fake life. Bobo Big's babe, Bobo Big's boy. When the reality eats you, it will shock you. I'm telling you. Because it's one day, monkey will go market, no go come back. If you fake it, and there's no sense of self, one day you're just gonna crack. I'm telling you. We've seen so many stories like this come out on social media. We've seen so many. We've seen so many things like this happen on social media. It's not new. You understand? So you have to make sure that you have a solid foundation. You have to make sure that you know exactly what you are doing. This is very, very key. So who are you? Who are you becoming? I know, like this table that I'm on, you're feeling like, oh, this table that Kiki is, you don't want the table to crack. But sometimes we have to tell ourselves the truth. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Honestly, I'm tired of this network. I'm tired of this network throwing me in and out. But we have to tell ourselves the truth. Even if the network keeps throwing me in and out, I'm going to keep coming back. You can't sustain a brand that is built on air. You cannot sustain a brand that is built on aesthetics. You cannot sustain a brand that is built on the pressure to appear successful. At some point, that performance will crack. And underneath it, if there's no solid sense of self, there's a lonely place. You see people going into depression when it hits them, that they've been living a fake life. When it hits them that this is not a reality. When they faked it so much that they cannot even get the reality of that fakeness. They go into depression. They find themselves in a lonely place. And I'm sure you've heard this before. It's not the first time. You have seen it on social media, where people come and you realize that they've been living a fake life. They've been buying things they can't afford, and they've been borrowing money they have no business borrowing because they want to show the world that I'm successful. The success they actually do not have. So if you're just joining, welcome. This is still Real Women, Real Talk. I am still Kiki Okiwale. And today the question is, who are you becoming? We're still asking the hard questions. Are we becoming brands before we become people? Let's talk about the emotional side of this. Number one is the fear of not being interesting enough. This is a very specific kind of exhaustion that comes from living a content-driven life. You're not living the true life. You're not living your true identity. You're faking everything and you get exhausted. And every minute you're like, am I not, maybe you post something, you don't get as much like, as much follower, as much content. You have that fear of, oh, is it that I'm no longer interesting? What else can I do to be more interesting? If you're not shaking your body well before you start shaking it, you start doing the things that you know is not your identity. It's not who you are. But because you're living a lie, you want to keep getting interested and you do whatever it takes. And that brings a specific kind of exhaustion that comes from living a content-driven life. You have to be true to yourself. My mentor will say, to thyself, be true. To thyself, be true. It is the feeling of something happening, something beautiful, something painful, something private, and your first thought is Let me just post it. What's the caption? How can I put it out there? How can I show the world? I've seen a mother putting a post of a son waking up at almost 11 or about 12 o'clock. And the mother was saying, is it all children that are like this? I don't know. And they were laughing. And you put your child out there for people to insult. Your child wakes up at almost 12 o'clock. And because you woke the child up, your child was beating you. And you were recording it. And the first thing that came to your mind is to record your child being spoiled, beating you, recording and putting that child on social media. What are we doing? What are we doing? What is wrong with us? Should I calm down? Am I too hard? But honestly, what is wrong with us? Everything is about creating content. Everything is about creating this, creating that, without actually living, walking the talk. And I'm not saying don't create content for your business. No. But at least be living the truth. The anxiety is too much. It is the anxiety of going too long without posting. Some of you have the anxiety, and I'm not talking about posting business, because yes, you should post your business every day. If you don't post your business every day, you are my student. It's me that will knock your head. You should post your business every day, multiple times. And you can post your personal self if there's nothing wrong with it. But be sure, be very careful how you create your stories. Don't come and project your family, yourself, your children as an object of ridicule. Just because you know that people will comment. Because, of course, people will comment when you put your child out there, saying that your child is spoiled and you are putting all this kind. People will comment, but guess what? It's insult, they are insulting you. Is that the kind of life we want? Okay. That's number one. I'm talking about the emotional side of all of these things. Number one is the fear of not being interesting anymore. Number two is the pressure to appear successful. The pressure to appear successful is heavier than the pressure to actually succeed. And I say that with so much empathy because I don't think anyone wakes up and decides to choose appearance over reality. It happens gradually, quietly, almost without you even noticing. You share one win and people respond warmly. So you share another, and slowly the version of yourself that lives online starts to set a standard, an expectation. And you find yourself working hard, not just to grow, but to maintain the image of growth. To keep showing up as the person people think you are, even on the days where you're still figuring it out privately. And that's why every now and then I come and say, you know what, I'm trying to figure it out. Right now, I don't know what to do. Please, I need help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with not projecting every time that you've got it all figured out. Because you're setting an expectation that is not realistic. And you're putting yourself under undue pressure. When people now see your real reality, they are like, oh my God. There's nothing wrong with us being human. Being human means we don't have it all figured out. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay for you to start a business and along the line you realize, you know what, this is not for me. It's okay for you to restart. It's okay for you to pause. It's okay for you to press the brake. It's okay for you to reroute. All of these things are okay. But every now and then when you project that I'm perfect, I have it all figured out, you now have projected a false lie, a false thing about you. And because of that, you cannot even face your reality. You are just sitting down there and saying, I've already said I'm earning 10 billion every month. How can I now say I'm shutting down because no sale? Every now and then I come out and I say, you know what? I need to pay salary, guys. Start shopping because salary money has gone to somewhere else. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Nothing wrong with being vulnerable. So that's number two. Number two is the pressure to appear successful is heavier than the pressure to actually succeed. Number three, who are you when nobody is watching? This is the question I want to leave everyone with today. Not who you are on your grid, not who you are in your bio. Who are you when you're performing? Not who you are when you're performing for your audience, but who are you? Who are you at 11 p.m. when the phone is down? Who are you when something good happens and your first instinct is not to share it, but to experience it, to feel it? Who are you in the parts of your life that will never make it to social media? Who are you? That person, that quiet, unfiltered, unperformed version of you, that is the one worth knowing. That is the foundation that everything else should be built on. And if you have lost touch with that person, it is not too late to find that person again. My conclusion with you today is, as we wrap up, I want to say something gently. I want to say something clearly. We are living in a time that rewards performance. We are living in a time that applauds the polished, the curated, the visible. And there's one thing that is wrong with that. It don't encourage you to be the real version of yourself. In as much as there's nothing wrong with you to have the applause, the polished, the curated one, the most grounded, the most fulfilled, the most truly successful people I have ever encountered, they'll all have one thing in common. They knew who they were before they decided how to be seen. So who are you? They did not build a brand and hope it, that the brand will define who they are. They know who they are. Ailey, thank you. Love listening to you, always making sense. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Thank you very much. So the people that are big, that know what they're doing, they did the quiet, uncomfortable, unglamorous work of knowing themselves, and then they showed up. A lot of us don't even know ourselves. We're not doing the work before even showing up. We just want to be seen. So we'll do anything, whether it is right or wrong, to be seen, to be known. But the people that sustain their wealth, the people who build generational wealth, they did the quiet work, they did the uncomfortable work, they did the unglamorous work of knowing themselves, of building something quietly before they showed up. So I want to ask you as we close this evening, are you building a brand or are you building a life? Are you documenting or are you living? Are you known online but unknown to yourself? Because a lot of people don't know who they are. Like I said, I asked a young lady who she was, and she had no idea of her identity. Because let me tell you, you deserve more than a highlight reel. You deserve more than a highlight reel. You deserve a whole, full, real life. You deserve one that does not need a filter, one that does not need an audience. Some people do not even love the presence of themselves. Some people cannot live 5 days, let me even say 1 day with themselves, without talking to people, without putting on social media, you cannot even enjoy your presence. You cannot enjoy your audience. You see my son? You see my son? He can spend 1 month with himself. Hey, I've not seen anything like that. He can spend 1 month with himself. He's 10. He doesn't have to have any game or anything. He will create things to entertain himself. And even sometimes when you say, come and do this, you'll be like, no, I'm good. I'm enjoying my company. A lot of us cannot even enjoy our own company, our own audience. So it starts with you knowing who you are when nobody is watching. Who are you? I wish I had more time, but my time is fast spent. Who are you when nobody is watching? I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone who dropped a comment, everyone who tried to call. Yes, it's called time of reflection. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tifash. Thank you, Ailey. Hey, Ailey. Hey, I don't want to murder your name. Hey, I don't want to murder your name. But I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has dropped a comment. And I honestly want you to reflect on this conversation today. It's very, very important, honestly. It's very, very important. I'd like to also say a very big thank you to my listeners. Thank you, Ellie, from Canada. Thank you for joining. To everyone who's joining from near and far. If you're joining on radio, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, I love you so very much. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I'm blushing right here. When I hear I love watching you always, I'm blushing. I love listening to you. I'm blushing, I'm blushing, I'm blushing. All right, let me know about blush and forget that my time is almost up. But seriously, though, thank you to all my listeners from different part of the world. To everyone who dropped the comment, to everyone who tried to call. Thank you so much. Yes. I'm so grateful. I'd like to say a very big thank you to my producer, Rose Yusuf Kaisa, my executive producer, Tom Okewale Shonaya, my executive assistant, Rosemary Bembasti, my personal assistant, Eniola. We just joined the team. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's made this, who's made my life better. In fact, let me use this shout out to say shout out to all my staff and team members. The ones frustrating me and the ones not frustrating me. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Please, let's do better. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Don't forget to join me again next week, Friday, at exactly 5 p.m. on Real Women Real Talk with me, your host, Kiki Okewale. I am Kiki Okewale. Do have a restful evening. Enjoy your weekend. Remember to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy. I leave you with this song from Asha and your. Take care and bye. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining. That was me on Women Radio 91.7.